a program director named John Sebastian hired me for evenings, and then not long after that, I did middays for a while and then went back to evenings. But I really liked evenings there. It was fun. It was a good time.
We're in conversation with Southern California radio DJ Marina Wilson, and we've been having some great talks about past stations she was at, including KSCA 101.9. Then you went to KOST 103.5.
Oh, yeah.
Which, to this day, it's one of the top 5 stations in Southern California. I don't think it's ever been out of the top 5 since its debut as an adult contemporary back in 1982.
Right, you're right. So I was there like early to mid 90s. I loved it, and I just started talking with Johnny Kay when I first got hired and tried to soak in and learn as much as I could. He thought I would sound good, which I was, I hadn't been in LA radio that long, but he thought I would sound good doing the format, and I really loved it. I learned a lot from him. He was a really good programmer. I think I really became, the kind of jock I wanted to be with him, and I did 2 weekend shifts there, Sunday afternoon, and then I did love songs. One shift of love songs on Saturday night, and wow, I got to work with Ted Ziegenbusch, and Karen Sharp kind of taught me the ropes. Who, I don't know if you know, she just retired.
I just read that. Ago.
Yeah, what a sweetheart. I learned a lot from her, and I really liked that because it was, again, more of the interview type, jockeying as well as the music, and that was really fun. I enjoyed that a lot, and I have to say that was probably one of my favorite places to work on the air, and being a jock there. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was fun. So, good time, really good time.
Did you get to go to the Love Songs and the KOST concerts?
I did a lot. A lot of times when I filled in, it was for Karen Sharp. So I was in studio a lot more than there were only 2 of us part-timers at the time, so he used us a lot for vacations and whatnot, and which was great. So I got a lot of practice and a lot of, information on how to be for each day part, because I did every day part except mornings there.
Wow.
So, yeah, that was fun. Yeah, real fun, so I have to say.
What musicians did you get to meet when you were at KOST?
At KOST, surprisingly, I didn't really get to meet very many. At that time, we were pretty close to playing, from the playlist, and the morning show did a lot of that. So, yeah, so I really didn't meet many. Where I met everybody, of course, was later on at KZLA where I worked. But at KOST, no, I think I really was honing in on that skill of being a disc jockey and an announcer and kind of developing my sound. So, yeah, with the help of everybody there, just a great team.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and you were in Koreatown back at the time, yes. I think on Wilshire Blvd.
Oh my gosh, yes. That was fun. That was an old building too. It was it was all, very wooden 70s looking. It was cool. I liked it there. Oh my gosh, the control room was huge. You think they had a couch in there and everything. It
wow.
was really big. Yeah. So, but now I guess they moved after that.
Yeah, the Koreatown building they tore down a couple of years ago, and they're in Burbank now.
Burbank,
I think in the building where Warner Brothers' different music divisions are located. At least they had the Warner Brothers label names on the building. I'm not sure if they still do, but it's kind of near the old NBC Studios, Burbank.
Okay. Yeah. I know where that is, sure. Yeah, they moved. So, yeah, that building was pretty old. I think it needed to be torn down at some point, Yeah.
Too bad we couldn't enshrine at least the big studio somehow.
I know. It should have been. That was a real old-time studio. You think of what they looked like in the 70s, 60s. Yeah.
You were also on CD 103.1, which, ironically, Karen Sharp's husband, Alex Tostado, was evenings on that station, and
I met him too. We worked together. Yes, we worked together. Nice guy, very nice.
And then what was interesting was that Gary Belzman, also known as Hurricane Allen, told me that the songs were actually on cart and not on CD.
Exactly, which was going backwards because we had been on CDs everywhere, including KOST, and oh my goodness, that was very interesting. You know, it's really hard to, as we talked about earlier, the intros, figuring out how long you had because you couldn't pre-listen to them at the time. And yeah, I enjoyed it though. It was fun. It was, oh my gosh, it was kind of a fun fest because KOST was very rigid. We were really on our toes there, and I kind of had fun there, as you know. And I also enjoyed working in it was in Santa Monica, right by the beach. And my friends all worked there. Rich Watson, once again, a big influence, worked there, and I think Rachel Donahue was working there part-time.
That's right.
And, oh, you're going to laugh. Yes, you will laugh so hard because the studio was on a street in Santa Monica. I don't remember the street name, but right next door to it was a karate studio. And when the windows were open, it was so funny. You could hear them doing all their karate and their yelling and stuff. And we would be on the air and we'd have to shut the window really fast. And it was kind of like going back to the fun times of radio. We had a great time. I enjoyed it there a lot. So, yeah, that was fun.
You didn't hear them saying, strike hard, no mercy, sir? Like
something
in
like
Karate
that
Kid?
all the time. Oh, right, I forgot about that movie. Yes, it was wild. And you'd see them all before their class, you know, all dressed up in their I don't know what they call them, Josh.
Yeah, the
robes,
gi,
right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes, and they'd be waiting, and then they'd be looking at us, up at us, and listening to the music, and it was kind of fun. We had a good time, and the music was really all over the place. It was
I remember that
upbeat, kind of
yeah, 70s, 80s, 90s. I love that station.
You did? Oh,
yeah, I did. I was listening to it all the time.
Great.
I remember there was Kane Noble Cortez and Morning Drive. China Smith, I think, did overnights.
Oh, right, China. I forgot about China. Yes. Oh, that brings back memories. Yeah, that was fun. We just, we had a blast there.
China's voice.
It was relaxing time.
China's voice kind of reminded me of a lower range Paul Freeman as far as the voice was concerned.
Yeah,
in fact, when I first heard him, I thought it was Paul Freeman going down an octave or so. And great talent. I mean, gosh, what a set of pipes that guy had.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, wow. I mean, I never met him, but I knew several people who did and really enjoyed him.
He was great. Yeah, he was very good, and, you know, you could listen to him for a long, long time. Paul Freeman, too. Mentioned Paul Freeman, who I worked with at the KZLA. I don't know if we talked about this, but he was like a big, big influence of me. And when I met him, I told him, he didn't believe me. He said, "You used to listen to me on KEZY-AM?" I said, "All the time." And he was like, "No way." So that was really fun because I really liked him too on the air. What a great guy.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really good. Yeah.
In fact, you went to KZLA after CD 103.1 switched to Groove Radio. It was kind of weird. I remember listening one morning. I heard "Everyone's a Winner Baby" by Hot Chocolate. And then I heard some weird remix of "Sweet Dreams" by the Eurythmics. And I thought, this is kind of weird. And then they said, I thought they were saying Globe Radio. I'm like, what the heck is Globe Radio? And what happened to CD 103.1? I just...
changed the groove. Yeah. Wasn't that bizarre? It was kind of... And I immediately I heard about an opening for evenings and just said, I got to go back to country at KZLA. So, yeah, that's what I did. That was a great place, too, over on Sunset Boulevard.
That's right, yeah. And
the old K-Big building, yeah.
Yeah, because they did a swap. Bonneville got KZLA, and then I think, who was it? I think, who got K-Big? I'm trying to remember now.
I can't either.
I'm drawing a blank because there were so many mergers and acquisitions back then. It was it was like a headache.
It was all the time. Yes, you're right. And yeah, so that's kind of when it started. A program director named John Sebastian hired me for evenings, and then not long after that, I did middays for a while and then went back to evenings. But I really liked evenings there. It was fun. It was a good time.
And back then you had, I think Sean Parr was mornings. You also had
Yes.
Brian Roberts. Humble Harv was even on there, which was kind of interesting.
He was part-time. My very first shift on there when I got hired, they wanted to kind of ease me into it on the weekends. And I met Humble Harv, and I was like, "You're on the station? Whoa!" I was like shocked because you remember Humble Harv.
Oh, yeah.
From the old Boss Talk days, yes. So, yeah, that was kind of fun. But he stayed there for a while, but not too long. I think he was ready to retire at that point, too. So,
yeah, he eventually did some mobile DJing, and I think he even tried coming back to KRLA, but by that point, it had switched to talk. That opportunity was gone. And he passed away about 6 years ago, but he and Don Steele were good friends, and him, Robert W., Charlie Tuna.
Charlie Tuna, remember him? I love Charlie Tuna. You remember listening to him? Yeah. All the time.
Oldies 93, I was listening to him when I was in high school and just remembered his corny one-liners like, I once knew a girl named Barbara Lipschitz. When she was in high school, everybody made fun of her name, so she changed it to Sharon.
Oh, you're making me laugh because I do remember that very vividly. Oh, good. Charlie Tuna, yeah. He was a laugh. Yeah. So some of them tried to, Humble Harv tried to come back, but I don't think country was his thing. I know he didn't like the format, so I don't think he had too much fun there. But,
yeah, plus his voice wasn't, for a country format, just...
No,
I mean,
not at all.
Perfect for top 40 radio, however.
Exactly. Yeah, legend. So... But we had a lot of fun there. Again, meeting a lot of, artists, country artists, very friendly. They came all the time and come in for interviews or just to meet us. And we hosted a lot of concerts and parties, and it was a fun place. And then again, country was really hot at that time. We're going into kind of late 90s or so.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Very
nice, yeah.
It was funny because you mentioned earlier about Garth Brooks, and then you got to also meet Reba McEntire and Clint Black. Funny
guy, yeah.
The cream of the crop as far as country. I mean, you met everybody but Dolly Parton, pretty much.
Actually, I did. I didn't meet her, but I talked to her on the phone. I don't know if you knew that I did a specialty show on KZLA at Classic Country.
Yeah, Real Country with Mac Davis.
Mac Davis, yes. I was his co-host, and we would choose with our music director, of course. We would pick songs that were very oldie and classic. Mm-hmm. And Mac would tell stories, and I'll have to say that was a highlight of my career, doing a show with him. I mean, he had his own TV show again and was very popular in Las Vegas. In fact, I even saw him as a kid with my dad years before. And, so it was really fun. And what a neat guy, very down to earth. And he had stories about everyone. I don't know if probably most people know, but not too many, that he wrote In the Ghetto for Elvis. That was his big song. Yeah, and he talked about that a lot on the air. So, wow. Yeah, that was fun. And, yeah, so we had a good time. We talked to Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton. Even James Garner called in. Leanne Rimes in one time. And funniest story, this might make you laugh, but it's pretty funny. I didn't know Mac Davis knew it was my birthday one Sunday evening when we were on the air. And we're talking, we start the show, and all of a sudden he starts singing Happy Birthday to me with an Elvis style, and his guitar. And I lost it. I was like, what? It was really, really, and I used to sit right across from him, and we would talk back and forth. So I just lost it. I thought that was so funny. He did a good Elvis impression, I'll have to tell you. He would do that. He would, yeah.
Do you have it on tape?
I don't have it on tape, and I'm really disappointed. If I did, it's probably on a cassette, which is, where do you listen to that now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it was his guitar, microphone, and every once in a while he always had a guitar on him, and he would just start singing. I remember the song "It's Hard to Be Humble" and "Stop and Smell the Roses." He'd just start singing in between, right before we went to commercial and stuff, and a lot of fun, I'll have to say, and thinking quick on my feet because he had a story about everybody and everything, and it was good. It was a good time. Also there, at the same time I was doing evenings. That was, a specialty show, and I developed with the PD, which was kind of fun, a request and dedication evening show there. They had never done that for country, so it was kind of like, not love songs, but, soft dedication songs at night, and had a great time, had a phone screener, loved it. We did pretty well, and funny story is, my phone screener, buzzes me in the studio and says, Gina Davis is on the phone, the actress Gina Davis.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, no, she's not. You're kidding me, right? And she goes, no, take the phone. I took it. It was her. And she was the nicest lady in the world. She dedicated a song. I remember it vividly. It was This Kiss by Faith Hill. And she dedicated it to her friend, Dark Eyes. And she said she couldn't say his name on the air. And that was it. And I put her on and everything, and we it was really fun. That was I couldn't believe she was, I don't know now, but she was a big country fan, so it was kind of fun.
Wow.
So we had listeners everywhere. So yeah, great place. And our general manager was super good, Dave Urban. I think he's in the Midwest now, but during his time, our popularity, he really boosted our popularity, which was fun. So
wow.
Yeah, we did good. Yeah.
We're talking with Marina Wilson. By the way, if you want to contact us, it's joshdj57 at gmail.com. That's joshdj57 at gmail.com. I'm also on Instagram at joshdj57, where I do food reviews. So if you're kind of interested in what I love, what I don't love so much, food-wise, go right there to Instagram at joshdj57. And next time, Marina talks about her return to 95.9 FM in Anaheim, only this time under new call letters and a new format.